Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Shella D. Bridgman Show. This is Shella D. Bridgman, and this is also my testimony. Hello, hello, hello. How are you today? I am well, thank you very much. Today is Wednesday. It's my Friday. So I go to work tonight. It's my Friday. I'm so happy. I can feel a shift. I had a nap. I was going to finish my little guy's haircut today, but I was too tired, and it's not the kind of thing that do when you're not all the way present. So I said, okay, I'll just wait. But, when I took his little sweatshirt off of him today to do something, he didn't want to take it off. He likes his little security sweatshirt. He'll see something else. But, I took my nap and woke up and I said, okay, what are we going to do? Okay, okay. So when I got off work, I was trying to think what direction I was going. So when I got off work this morning, I told you I was trying to get an oil change, and it is so funny. It's so funny, right? So the area that I live in, apparently there are not a lot of drive up oil change places, because I went from one place where there was a line all the way across town, and they were talking about a whole lot of money, and there was a whole lot of people waiting. Okay, so the guy that I'm working with, I had to settle myself, because he's new, and he's trying to get situated and stuff. But I had to settle myself last night. And I said, okay, let me make sure I'm in control of me, right? What do I need to do? What do I need to stay on top of? So I said, I need to get this oil change, right? And I said, there has to be a place out near where I work, because it's like every clothing store. It's a lot of strip malls. There's a Target. There's a Ross. There's a Burlington. There's a everything. Supermarket. There's a Slater's or somebody. It's like everything that you can think of is Marshall's. Everything that you can think of is near where I work, right? All the food places, everything, right? So I'm like, wait a minute. There has to be a place near where I work, right? So we're going through the night, and we had a situation yesterday that caused me a delay, and it broke my heart, because I really, the truth, and that's what I say about stuff. How does a woman say, I may not present well because I'm really trying to survive my job. Bobbing and weaving, keeping to myself, trying to manage everything, because I never know what's coming, right? But God knows my heart. He knows my heart. And the situation that we had yesterday, it caused me to not be 100% on my job. And at the end of each shift, I always say everything that I needed to do was done. That's what I say at the end of each shift. And I couldn't say that yesterday, and that really bothered me. And the thing that really bothered me about it was because the reason why it happened, it could have been avoided if someone had done what they were supposed to do. And I could not believe that someone would. I took it personally. Probably. I know you're not supposed to, but how can you show up? It's like, how can you show up to paint the house, but you don't have any brushes? I'm insulted. I'm crushed, right? And that's kind of what happened, right? And so it caused me a delay, which caused me to not be able to do to complete all of my work. And the guy that I'm working with that's new, I told him, I said, I've been here for X amount of time, and I get my job done. Far from perfect that I am, but this little bit right here, I get it done. And the delay yesterday caused me to not get it done, and that bothered me. So I said, okay, we gotta, So this morning, I had to, make some adjustments to my program, and I was like, when the same situation came up again, I was like, let me, I gotta go. I said, I got a rule. You get me once, you don't get me twice. So I, went and did my work and kept my peace and, stayed in control. With my job, what I do is, you can't pour from an empty cup. You cannot pour from an empty cup. And even with what I do here with you guys, I have to, sometimes I've delayed. Like I said, I had to get some stuff done because I didn't want to feel rushed and feel like it's more of an obligation or responsibility than something that I really want to do and I'm giving my heart to, right? So I've had to make adjustments because you can't pour from an empty cup. So a lot of the time on my job, I'm listening to stuff that encourages me, and we are in the last month of this year, and I am doing this work, and I do have a library, you know what I mean? And it is productive and good, encouraging and inspiring work. And I want to make sure that I'm staying on top of that and going in the right direction. And so, I do things to feed my soul so I have something to give out. You can't just go, you can't just run and never have a drink of water, So, that's what I do because my job is very unpredictable. I never know who I'm going to work with. This guy is there, but then they're saying to him, do you want to, train to go do this and that? And I told him, I said, then that'll leave you open to going here and there, if that's what you want, but it's very unpredictable. And I have to, like I was telling him, the first hour of my job, I settle myself, and it's like a meditation. I don't even read any emails, it's like, let me ease into this. Let me get reacquainted with my environment. Let me settle myself. And so because, of this week, with my partner being new and stuff, and, we had to, I had to make sure that he was good. I haven't had a chance to give myself the care that I need to be able to do what I need to do. I've been extra tired, weaving down the street, like for real, like this morning. I was, weaving down the street, and I do my job in a way that I can manage it, that I can manage to do the job that I need to do, and then, stay in my body, so, but yeah, so like I need to, I made it through Thanksgiving. That was a whole thing. What am I going to do? And so got through that. And, so now I'm focused on the other stuff I need to do. Like I said, I thought I was going to have another car. Okay, I still have this car, so I got to do something. I got to do something to it to make sure everything is okay. So I found an oil change place down the street from my job. An area that I would really go and sit with him, when I got to work early, to make sure he took care of all his little stuff and everything. But I stopped going there because I kind of don't like when I when I get off work, I'm telling him, hurry up, we gotta go. We gotta go. There's something about when you feel uncomfortable when you don't, and I just feel like we gotta get out of here, right? So I don't really go over there. That's the area where the lady was acting like the dog wasn't my dog. It's like, you can feel stuff. So I don't go to work early anymore like that. So but there was a Valvoline place like right there. I'm like, where it was navigating me to go. I'm like, what is over here, right? And when I got there, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember this place being here, right? Would you know? Now this is crazy. This is not even possible. Do you know that I went to a Valvoline place to get my oil change? What kind of shirt do you think I was wearing? What do you think was on my shirt? Valvoline. It was a Valvoline shirt. The job that I tell you where the basement was flooded and where I met the guy that helped me get my car that I hadn't worked with in a year, it was a Valvoline company. It was a Valvoline company. And let me tell you this, okay. One of the things that I was saying about the frustration about this car, I like the car. It looks good. It looks good, right? It's a nice color. It's, it looks good. I look good, right? But there's all these little things wrong with the car, and I have not had help with getting things ironed out, right? So I'm like, I'm done with this. I'm ready to move on, right? So, like I said, I have two personal references, and I have one day somebody left a card on my window, a mobile mechanic. But because it was Thanksgiving and I just didn't know what I was going to, because I had to get my car registered. And I said, okay, maybe something's going to come up. That's how I went and looked for another car. I said, maybe something's going to come up and I'm not going to have to register the car. So I waited till the last minute to do everything, got the car registered. I mean, on the day that it was due is when I got the car registered, okay? Because I waited till the last minute on purpose. So, went into the Valvoline place, got the oil changed. I sat there because I'm, fiddling around with him and changed my clothes so I could, be more comfortable. And I'm sitting there, spent a few minutes with him. And I'm sitting there and there's like nobody in this place. There's nobody in this place. And the one that's in my neighborhood, there was a line like early in the morning. There was a line and I'm like, dang, like, I'm not for the sitting and waiting. That's just not me, right? So I'm at this place near my job, and there's nobody in there. There were like a couple people, and they went on through. And then for the time that it took me to gather myself, and go over, there was just nobody over there. There was the bays were empty, and I'm like, this is crazy. I went in, and like I said, the place I went to the other day, the people were in there. There were people in there, like people were physically in the bays, like they were, they should have been having something done. And the people were like all grouped together, like confused and talking and pointing and everything. And then the man that came over was talking to me. He was talking all slow and like he was confused, right? The man I clapped my hands at. But God forgives me. But so I went into it. It wasn't a Valvoline place. So this place that I went into this morning, it was empty. I saw the people go in and go out, 2 different cars. And when I pulled in, everybody, it's like how they say, was on alert. Like nobody was standing over in the corner, and I'm trying to figure out what I have to do. They were on point. The guy was navigating me in. He was, I was like, okay, here we go. And it was like I was an airplane, He was doing the hand thing. He navigated me in. He came over and he showed me on the screen. The guy at the other place, he took all of my information and then he said, look, I even had a coupon. When I looked online for this place, I even had a coupon with the where they show you where it is. There was even a coupon, like more than one coupon for if you wanted an oil change or whatever, right? And I'm like, wow, this is crazy. People don't do that. Everybody's trying to get your money. I shouldn't say that. But so look, even though they did show, look, I'm just telling you, you're not gonna throw me in the basket of being a pessimist. I saw online where they show this lady was commentating about how they tell you that it's Black Friday, but they showed how the person pulled the sign behind the sign, and it was the same price. It was the same price. Like it would say sale or whatever, and then the Black Friday price, the prices weren't the same. And the lady in the store went to like 3 or 4 different items, and it was the same thing. You know how it's just like me in interviews. I like to hear the interview from the person, not somebody said that the person said, right? So even though this was a person commentating the video, it wasn't the person that was in the store. The person in the store, you could see what they were doing. There was no trickery. That the sign behind the sign, they were the same prices. But they had, the current sign was saying Black Friday price. Like, so you going down there, and so with the lady commentating, that's what she was saying is, we running down here burning up our gas. thinking we saving money, and they're getting us, right? So that's what I mean about, people trying to get your money. But anyway, yeah, so I get in here into the Valvoline place. So there's actually a coupon. I can't tell you. I'm going to think for 1 minute. I don't know that I've ever used a coupon in my life. I just don't. Okay, he wants us to know he's here. I don't know that I've ever used a coupon in my life. I'm not that gal. I'm not. There's one of the thrift stores that I go to, and they always have a coupon. You can get some percentage off, but you got to down. I'm not doing that. I don't download no app for no saving $2. I'm not doing that. Or $3, even $5. I'm not doing that. And so there was even a coupon. So I go in there. The guy had on the screen. He was showing me everything on the screen while I'm sitting in the car. The screen was over there. He was standing there, and then I'm sitting in the car, and he's pointing, and he's saying, you can have this oil, or this oil, right? And the price was next to each one. And then as he went down and described every service that they provided, checking this or doing this, he clicked on it, and this went to the next one, like a checklist, right? And so it was like a way different experience than the other place that I went to. The other place, like the last thing he did was get my information. The other place that I went to, the first thing that they did was got my information. The last thing that they did was told me the price. It's like the price is kind of maybe where we need to start, right? Because that's why I backed my little car up and got out of there. Now, these people, too, offered the same price. I can see where they got it from. But they offered 3 different prices. They offered a standard oil, probably for like older cars. They offered a synthetic oil, like a synthetic blend or something. Then they offered another synthetic. So that's what those people did, like straight synthetic. That's that same price that they had. So I chose the blend, right? And that's the one that he recommended also. So I chose that one. And plus with my little coupon was like $15 off or something like that, which is like, anything helps. It's like principle for me. You trying to help me save something, even if it was $5 off. The idea that this is my first time coming here, and you trying to help me in some kind of way. So I went in there and listen to this. So I got a Valvoline shirt on, right? The guys were so nice. You got one guy going through the checklist. You got another guy starting on everything, checking everything. I got the Valvoline shirt on, and do you know? Listen to this. This is what I mean about God. I'm sitting there. The dog was barking continuously. He didn't stop. And the guy, he was really young. He even said to me, he said, don't feel bad. He said, my mother's dog is the same way. He said, she just got him, right? He said, I can't even hug her anymore because the dog won't let me come near her. Because I told him, I said he doesn't like me talking to people. I said, that's all it is. He doesn't like me talking to people. I said, when I leave, he's going to stop. And that's what he said. My mother's dog is the same way. So there are people, so it's 3 bays, and we were all women. So I joked too. I said, you got all women here. I said, what do the men do? Change their own oil, right? We're laughing. And we're like all different ages, like all 3 different age groups too. One lady had straight gray hair. One lady was younger than me, and then there was me, right? And so we're all there, and we're all getting the same treatment. They're going through the list and everything and stuff. And it when something feels good, there's when something feels bad, but you need it. You're like, man, but I need this, but it feels so bad. I feel like I'm being mistreated. I feel like, but I really need this. It felt good. It felt like I was getting A1 treatment. It felt like everything possible, they had it, right? And so they're going through the checklist, the guys going through the checklist. Listen to this. One of the things on their checklist is that they check your lights. Now, I'm old school. I don't go to places like this. I go to Johnny and he changes my oil. You know what I'm saying? Or Sammy or somebody. You know, the jack leg, bootleg, whatever, mechanic, right? And so, they're going through the checklist, and one of the things on the checklist is they check your lights. Now, I knew, and I may have even mentioned it, because this is what this is about, me and you, this relationship. I tell you stuff, right? One of the bottom right light, I noticed it. Now, you know, when you're driving around, you don't know, but I pulled up to a glass, and I could see that at the very bottom, one of my headlights was out. They said it's a fog light. That it was out, and I'm like, okay, I gotta deal with this, right? Now, of the 3 mechanics that I know of, I'm like, okay, I gotta get somebody to deal with this, to get down on the ground and change this bulb. Or is it a fuse, right? I don't know. But that's a whole thing for me to have to deal with, because that's what I'm saying. I have not had help with this car, right? So one of the things on the list is checking your lights. They checked the lights, and not only was that light out, the other one was out too. And then, you know, I didn't know that. And then he checked, and one of my high beams was out. And you know, I didn't know that. And I'm driving around. Now, I don't drink or anything, so there's no drink and drive risk of a situation happening. But that's not who I am, right? I'm not. I'm telling you, I've had 3,000 cars, and there's certain things that I just don't do, that I can't do that, right? All my stuff, you know, the lights work. That's, you know, I take care of stuff like that, right? So, as a part of me going to get an oil change, I found out about my lights, and you know what he said? We can replace them for you. I'm like, what? Are you kidding me? This is the oil change place. What do you mean, right? Tell me what you mean. Now here's the kicker. They didn't have the lights. I knew how much money I had, so it's like, okay, whatever. Let me spend this, right? Because, I mean, they were solving a problem for me. I came there for one thing. They were solving a problem for me. So they didn't have the lights that I needed, which was actually a gift, because I can get the lights like so much cheaper at the Walmart. So that's where I'm going to go when I get off here with you guys. I looked it up online, and they're like dirt cheap at Walmart. But guess how much they charged me to put them in? I said, so if I get them and come back, how much? He said $5 or $10. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? You know these businesses charge you $50 for everything, right? He said $5 or $10 to put the lights in. Now that's crazy, right? So, like I said, I'm gonna go this evening when I get off here with you guys, and I'm gonna pick them up. And so when I get off tomorrow morning, I'm gonna stop over there, because tonight is my Friday. So when I get off tomorrow morning, I'm off until Saturday night, which we call Sunday. So that will officially be done. The oil change and the light situation will be taken care of. I'm like, that is like way crazy. So that was like amazing to me, like an amazing it was a gift, you know. And I just felt like that could have been nothing but God. The fact that, because when you're by yourself, when you're really by yourself, right? Everything is so much harder. It's so much harder. That little light, which actually turned out to be 3 lights, it's a lot to do. It's not the hardest job to do, but to find somebody to check something for you, to not charge your arm and leg, because people really, I told you about the guy that wanted to charge me $200 and something just to look at my car. And when I told somebody about it, they said there's no assessment that costs that amount of money. None whatsoever. None. So yeah, so that is what happened this morning when I got off, and I just felt so good. I do need to reset. The guy offered to do it for me, but I need to reset the when it says maintenance required, I need to reset it. And you know what? See, that's why I'm not going to this guy anymore because, like I said, the jackleg guy. No, I don't mean any offense, but um, I don't think I'm doing that much driving for that. The maintenance thing for it to come on so soon. That was like a couple months ago. That I got the oil change and for it to come on that quick. That's kind of weird to me. But yeah. So I'm gonna go and fix that, and that's just that right there just makes me feel like excuse me. It makes me feel like I'm halfway there. It makes me feel like everything else I need is gonna fall into place. Like the two guys, like the one guy that I work with that's been with the company for a long time, and he was saying that no, it was somebody else. It was this other guy that I met that gave me the mechanic information. He said, like these belts, like on my car, it's called the serpentine belt, and it whines really loud, right? And so I replaced mine, and I know something about cars. My mother was a mechanic, and so but that was what he said to me. He said that this guy that he referred me to, he said like his car was doing that. He said the guy just put some grease on the belt, and that's what I feel too. That's what I feel. But they charge you to take it off. You got to buy one, and they charge you to all this other kind of stuff. That's what I mean about tricks, about people that know whatever. If they know animals or whatever, there's a way to do something where it's not the hard way. So yeah, so I just with that today, I just feel like I'm halfway there, even though I have these lights that are on and this and that. I think it's something simple. I think somebody can look at it. Somebody that knows something about cars can look at it, and they're not gonna try to charge me an arm and a leg. So I feel pretty good today. I've had to put off going to the gym for the last couple of days because I realized that's really a big, I want to say, responsibility, but it's a big commitment, whether I'm going to go every day or every other day. But that's a lot to add into my day. I've already been rushing, but that's a lot to add into the lineup of what I need to do. So I didn't go yesterday. I'm not going to go today. But I'm getting through this stuff like with the car. I have this piece on my laptop that I need to get that put on my laptop because when I open it, it's not as stable as it's supposed to be because that piece is not on there. And instead of continuing to do that, because I do this every day now, instead of continuing to do that, I need to stop and fix it. So over the next couple of days when I'm off, I'm gonna pop in someplace and let them put that. That's like a 2-minute job. It's not anything that's hard, but it's not the kind of thing that I need to fool with myself because I can see how the laptop it's even it's not even aligned properly. So they need to like take something they need, but it is something simple. It's something simple and something quick. But I need somebody to just do it because you see, I use the laptop every day, right? So it's not one of those, oh, how people push you to the back burner. Oh, leave it overnight. I need somebody to just, do it for me right quick. So, but I didn't want to be in a rush either. So, like I knew I needed to still get it done tonight, get this done tonight and everything. So I'll go while I'm off work. That's something that I'll get accomplished. So what I'm going to do while I'm off work is I'm going to talk to somebody about, I'm going to get the laptop fixed. I'm going to talk to somebody about this stuff on my car, what's wrong with it. I'm going to do all of that on my days off. And I'm going to attack my storage room. I'm going to attack it because there's stuff in there. I don't even know where it's at. I don't even know where it's at. But I say all that to say that I feel a shift. I feel like I know the seasons have literally changed, but I was wearing this black and white striped Serapo. I think it's called Serapo, a little Mexican like sweater jacket thing. And I was wearing that, and it's like a little oversized, kind of. Um, and I just all of a sudden, I said, "Oh, okay. I'm not wearing that. I'm not wearing that." I went and got this little red hot, as you know, there's a blue red, there's an orange red sweater. I got that, and the scarf, and so when I changed the jacket that I was wearing, that means I need to change because I always wear a scarf. That means I need to change my scarf too. I got it looks exactly like the Serapo, like the same material and everything. So I changed it to that, and that's black and white. So I have this loud red sweater. It's kinky looking. I can't think of like the sheepskin, like the seat cover. It's like that, and then the scarf is kind of like the same. So, and I got my big baggy sweats on. So I put these on because I thought I was gonna continue cutting his hair instead of wearing something and the hair sticks to my clothes. It's the windbreaker kind of material. So I'm saying that I changed my look. I tend to have a look. Okay, I wear this scarf for a while, right? And this jacket for a while. I don't like pick and choose, okay, today and tomorrow. I'll do something and then I'll shift and do something else. So in this moment today, I just felt better. I felt better that I picked a loud a loud color to wear, you know? So when you go from black and white to loud red, I always tell women if you're not in the mood to wear red lipstick, don't wear it. And what that really means is that if you're not in the mood for the attention, then don't bring it to yourself. And so that's, this is how I feel right now. I don't feel, and it comes to my waist too. This is what I'm saying. It comes to my waist. It's not the oversized big jacket or sweater. It comes to my waist. So yeah, I got a whole nother look going. So I feel good. I say all that to say I feel good. I'm making progress. I have someone to work with, and I just feel like I'm personally making progress. I'm doing this. I have over 70 videos, and I feel good about it. I feel good about the fact that I've been consistent, and then I've done this in spite of everything. And look, even when I went to sleep, and we're really almost to the end of this year. I not only got a gym membership, because a lot of people do that. I was going to the gym, and I'm going to continue, but it's like you gotta make a choice. Are you going to be late for work or go to the gym? Or I mean, be late for work because you got to go to the gym. That's not how you do that. So I need to factor it in so that I can go and make it to work. I need to get prepared for the change. I just jumped in and said, okay, I got the membership, I'm going, and I need to factor in that new something that I'm adding to my life. Cause shoot, this right here is something. Like I said, you got to set aside the time. I don't know. Sometimes it's actually an hour that I talk. It's actually an hour, but I really do think it's the security program that I put on my computer that's helping it moves faster. It moves faster, and I guess it's the safety feature that all that buggy stuff is being moved to the side, and it's able to move faster. So, yep. So, yeah, I feel good. I feel good, and yeah. And what do they say? The outside should match the inside, or generally, what do they say? You can tell by looking at a person. And here I am with a loud red sweater on. So that tells you that I feel different, or it tells you how I feel. So he's back there quiet. He just had the loudest little dinner that he just ate. He burped and everything, and it's just a whole thing. That's just so rude. How he just burps like that. But he's happy. He likes his little sweatshirt. That is the funniest thing. He didn't want to take it off. He likes the sweatshirt. He likes his new bed. And I'm going to enjoy doing my laundry when I'm off. I was going to say what day I was going to do it, but I don't know. But I'm going to... I got a cough. Let me use the pause button. I am so advanced. Look at me using the pause button. I just really know what I'm doing, huh? But yeah, I don't know what day I'm gonna do my laundry, but I just feel, when you feel like you've been standing in place for so long. You can there's doing stuff mentally, but then when you physically take care of things, it feels good when you really moving stuff off your plate, so I'm going to enjoy doing my laundry. And shoot, at some point I was washing stuff that I found when I was moving, so this is legitimate laundry that I'm doing, and I'm gonna get that stuff in order, and I feel good, like I'm accomplishing stuff. I mean, I finally got an oil change. And I'm going to take care of this car. Is that the lady? The lady that lives in the parking lot? I'm at the library. And it's not even closed, so that's what I'm saying. That's good. It's 6:30. The library closes at 8, so I'm doing good with my time. Because I'm telling you, that's what I'm saying about when people say, oh, I'm going to stop eating this stuff. I'm going to stop. And you keep going, and people get tired of hearing you saying, they're like, yeah, okay, she's never going to lose that weight or whatever. But like, I'm saying it tonight, I'm like, nope, I'm really going to go to work, and I'm not going to be rushing, like for real tonight, right? Because it's only 6 something right now, so I'm not going to be on here that long, you know what I mean? And then I'm going to finish, and it's uploading pretty quick. I'm going to go over there and buy these bulbs at the store, and that's it. I'm going to get dressed and go to work. We'll spend some time with him. I'm going to get dressed and go to work. And not be rushing. I'm going to enjoy my Friday. I don't know who I'm working with. But you know what? Full disclosure, I heard this one. See, this is what I mean about what I do to feed myself. This guy clicked on, he does these little videos for he's a pastor. He's for a few minutes, right? And he said, in the month of December, you need to act like a grown-up. He said, you need to handle things like a grown-up. And I just said, oh, I heard that. I heard it. What do I tell people? You know the truth when you hear it. You know the truth when you hear it. And when he said that, it just hit me. It's like, oh, okay, all right. Because there's a lot of stuff I've been going through. I've been going with dealing with problems on my job, like actual people problems on my job. I tried to get another job, but I'm still there. I'm still there, and I'm going to be there. What do they say? Until God decides something different, I'm going to be there. So that's how I've changed my attitude, and I've have brought decorations in and everything, because I'm going to be there for a minute. I'm going to be there until I'm not supposed to be there. So why not make it pleasant? But yeah, I heard the guy say you need to, in the month of December, you need to handle things like a grown up. And I'm like, So that's what I'm saying. I don't know what's what for tonight, but I just need to. That sounds terrible to come out of my mouth, but I need to act like a grown up. You can, meaning that, not that I, stomp away. I have just walked away from people, but when they just don't make any sense. But it's like, to me, a grown up means, example, if I know you being ridiculous, it's like, let me give you an example. I was on this construction site, right? Only woman on this construction site. It was a big job, fancy job too, like a research center where they do all kind of testing and stuff. So I'm sure they were getting paid a lot of money to do this job, right? So I'm there. I'm the only woman. It's a big building. So they were doing this is like a remodel. It was a remodel. So all the tile on the floor, all that tile on the floor, there's a machine like a jackhammer that you use to scrape it up, right? So I had never dealt with this material before. So I was shoveling it up and putting it in this what we call a boat, right? It's a big dumpster like thing that you roll, it's a big trash can on wheels. So I jump in there and I'm shoveling and I'm filling the thing up. No, I didn't think about the fact that it's really heavy. How you gonna get the stuff out? And these guys were like dumping it out of this window into the container down below, right? So the guy came over and told me, hey, don't fill it so much or something is heavy or whatever. Then, I really dismissed what he said, but anyhow, I went on and I was there for some days. I was there for days. Matter of fact, I made it to the last day when they let everybody go. I was there until that last day, right? So I'm there, and so one day, it was just a bad experience. It's a bad experience. The person I worked for was fine, but it's always those coworkers, right? And it's always those temp workers like you, because they, a lot of them. Okay, I'll just leave it at that. So anyhow, this guy like literally cussed me out one day. Like literally cussed me out. I don't mean like my interpretation of what a cuss word is or curse word. He cussed me out. I'm in the container because this stuff is heavy and I couldn't just lift the thing up and dump it out. So I'm taking it out gradually, right? This man cussed me out. Cussed me out, right? Nobody said anything. Nobody said, hey guy, and he was yelling at me. Like nobody stood up for me. Nobody said anything. And so for me, I'm done with you. You know what I mean? If you can't stand up for me, I mean, I'm like the only woman. If you can't even like, not just that I'm a woman, but even as a coworker, that you can't say anything, it's like that means you're in agreement. That means you're in agreement. So, then you go further into your shell, right? But during that day, because I was a hard worker, that's how I made it to the end. It was one day that we were all there, right? It's a whole bunch of temps. And they just came and said, today is the last day. And you always think it's you, but no, it was everybody. Everybody was their last day, because when I called the office, they said, no, it was everybody. Everybody was their last day. I made it to the last day because I was a hard worker. That's always my thing, is that I work really hard. I may not be talking to you about the Jell-O recipe. I may not be talking to you about how many dogs you have or how many kids you have, but you can never say that Shella D. Bridgman is not working hard. Never, ever, 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 right? So what happened on that day when this guy cussed me out like that, I said, okay. I'm not gonna let the devil win, and I continue to work hard. I continue to work hard, and not let that distract me, and mess with me. That I said, okay, well I'm not gonna do as much, since this is how I'm being treated. So I continue to work hard, right? But this is what happened. This card that I had this card then on that job. This guy was my age or older. He was riding a bicycle. There's nothing wrong with riding a bicycle, because I used to ride a bicycle for a long time. But this guy was riding a bicycle, and this is the guy that cussed me out. And like smoking the cigarette and riding a bicycle and everything. And I had to process that at some point. And I was like, this dude is on a bicycle this 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 dude, don't take this the wrong way, y'all. But I'm just saying how you got to put something in perspective. This guy is on a bicycle and he is cussing at me. Okay. So imagine how he really feels riding the bicycle. That's what I'm trying to say. He feels terrible. He's riding a bicycle. Okay. So he's just mad. So you going to look. So what I'm trying to say, this is an old dude. This is an old dude cussing out some lady. Okay. But I bet you my bottom dollar he would not have said that to a man. He would not have talked to a man like that. Okay, because you know what you got coming back at you. So you're gonna talk to the weakest person that can't beat you up. Okay. So I say all that to say that I handled the situation like an adult. I processed it for what it was, that this was someone that had some troubles, and so, that's why they were so ridiculously out of line like that, because they just had they had some unseen, unknown troubles, right? Bad. But I processed it like an adult, and I, did what I needed to do to keep on doing my work, keep my job. So that's what I'm saying about this job that I'm on. The man said you need to handle things like an adult. Okay. So I know sometimes what the situation is on my job. I know what kind of person, because there's different levels, right? Are you a mature person? Are you an immature person? So you gotta see a person for who they are. If you're immature, you're gonna do something silly. You're gonna do something that and do you want to go down to that person's level in order to deal with that, or do you just look at that and say, oh, okay, so that's what we're doing today, and you dismiss them. You dismiss it, meaning the behavior, and you dismiss them. You know what I mean? So for me, that's what I'm saying. That's handling things like an adult instead of getting wrapped up in it. Like, oh man, this stuff and this person is doing this, and instead of letting your emotions get involved, dismiss it and them. Because when a person it's just like they say, when a person is really successful, they're not going to hate on you if they're successful. It's the person that is having troubles is why they are, busy casting stones at you. Or even if you're happy, you don't care about what's going on with somebody else, not in a way to be offensive anyway. So I was just checking my time right quick. So so that's what I mean. Handling things like an adult. I know who I am. I know what I'm doing. I know, and that's what I was saying too. God knows my heart. God knows my heart. That incident that happened yesterday at work, it hurt my feelings. It hurt my feelings that someone could put me in a position like that, because I don't try to I don't treat people unfairly. I don't even look for an opportunity to do that. So for someone to put me in a position for me to have to tell you no, or for me to have to cause someone else an inconvenience because of what you didn't do, that really honestly just kind of hurt my feelings. You know what I mean? It's like, do what you need to do so that it doesn't cause someone else. He is good in sleep. That's why he's making that little noise. You know how you good in sleep and you wake up in the middle of it and you gotta, get yourself together. But that's his new little bed. But yeah, God knows my heart. He knows my heart. So that's what I'm saying about me and myself and my life and my journey and my purpose and my intention and what I'm here for. God knows my heart. When I was on my on my way here today, I was backing out of a parking space and I looked over, and there was a bus. And the bus should have stopped and picked up the people and kept going, but the bus was sitting there. The bus was sitting there because the guy was like, he didn't have the money. And do you know, I was about to jump out of my car because even though I hate going to the bank, I hate going to the bank. And Walmart has this thing where the self check, because that's all I do is the self check, where they only take cards, right? So I don't go to the bank. But I knew I had a few dollars on me, just a few dollars, right? And so I was about to jump out of my car if the guy needed bus fare. If the guy needed a bus fare. You know what? I'm sorry. Like, in that moment that I'm saying this out loud, I felt the cape. I felt it. But that's what I'm saying. God knows my heart. That was a moment between me, look, me and the dog, and God, and no one knew what I thought. No one, a lot of people, I don't want to say nobody, but a lot of people would not have even seen what was happening. I saw a bus being delayed. I said, why? And you could see the guy standing there, and apparently they have the thing where you can you have the app on your, look, because I was catching a bus recently, you can have the app on your phone, and so you get it, and then you can pay like that, right? You can scan it and pay like that, right? And so the guy must not have been able to call up the app or something like that, and so the bus was sitting there waiting. But yeah, my first, but I didn't have my shoes on because I don't drive with my shoes on. That's why I wear slides. I wear shoes that I can slip on and slip off, because the minute I get in the car, I take my shoes off, right? And there was grass, and I was like, oh my goodness, do I have to jump out of the car and run across the grass with no shoes on? Because I didn't want him to get put off the bus. You know what I mean? It's like, all of that is what I went through. So that's what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. When I heard that man say, deal with things like an adult, I know my heart. I know how I really see things. I know that that's not how it always appears. I know that you can't always see my heart, but I know my heart. And so when I see that someone is being inappropriate or not showing up as the best version of themselves, I need to not only understand what my heart is or really is, but just, I didn't say process it for what it is. Okay, it's almost like saying, okay, are you going to be a 3 today? Oh, okay, you're going to be a 3 today. Okay, fine, you're going to be a 3 today. Are you going to be a 7 today? Okay, you'll be a 7. And just work around that. But you don't get in the dog fight with them. If that dog wants to bark, you don't go stand over there and start barking with him. You just let the dog stand there and bark. So that's kind of what it's like. You know how they say a person can't argue by themselves. So that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I need to dismiss people a lot better than what I do, and because of my heart, I need to not let things bother me, and I need to just dismiss it. Like, oh, okay, that's where you're at today. That's what you're giving off. That's what you're gonna do. That's what you're okay. It's good to figure out what it is. You need to figure out what it is. But then, just don't participate. So that's what's. You stop. He must be having a bad dream or something. Yeah, just don't participate. When you see somebody that is, when you're around some, stop it. Stop. just woke up out of his sleep. There's no dogs around or anything. He's just having a moment. These kids are out here running with no shirt on. They doing too much. See, they young. They catch a cold and survive, you know. Yeah, he's just having a moment. He was asleep. But yeah, so I guess that's what I'm saying is when you see someone behaving badly, just rise above it. Rise above it and don't participate. Just don't participate. But you have to use your skills of discernment and know, okay, that's what it is. That's what it is, and then just rise above it. Don't participate. But this thing, I'm gonna go ahead and say this to you, and shoot, we're almost at an hour. I told you I never know. My trust, I have so now. You know, my brother told me don't trust anybody. You know, he told me that. The same one that taught me that actions speak louder than words. He also told me don't trust anybody. But I really don't trust people. Like really don't trust people. And I'm paying attention to that. Like how bad is it? You know, how bad is it that I don't trust people? How bad is it? So that's what I'm assessing about myself now. I know it's bad. Like I really don't trust people. Like I really don't. But I'm at the point now where I'm really checking to see just how bad is it. Because you got to be able to trust somebody at some point with something. Facts, right? So that's where I'm at right now. All this other stuff, yeah, I'm going to get it done. I'm going to find somebody to do this and this and that. Like I said, I have 2 referrals and stuff like that. But the trust thing, I need to see. What do they say? If you have a problem, you're having a problem with addiction. Okay, how bad is it? You know that you have a problem, but how bad is the problem? And that's where I'm at right now with assessing that for myself. I know I have a problem, but how bad is it? How bad is this problem? Because at some point, I got to trust somebody. I got to trust somebody. For what I have to do in the world, I got to trust somebody. You may not be able to trust them with X, but you got to trust them with something. And that's something that I have to work on right now. Right now. So, and that too is a part of being an adult. That's big talk, being an adult, you know what I mean? So, that's where I'm at. And but thank you so much for being here. You know, I can't talk more than an hour. Look, if I'm talking more than an hour, shoot, man, you better. We really needed to have changed the world, you know, but no, it's good. We're all good. But yeah, we're getting through this December, and I'm doing it. I'm doing it. This is my personal challenge. I'm growing. I'm growing. But I tell you something. My pants were so tight last night. I see that I was actually swollen. My pants were so tight last night at work. It was ridiculous. Like I almost was gonna go to these people and say I need another size pants because I can barely walk. It was so bad. So I have to lose weight. It's not, everything is not in your control, but that's under my control. I don't have a medical condition that I can't lose weight. I do not. So I got to do something with whatever it means I need to do. I need to do it, and I need to do it quickly because last night was hard. So anyway, we're at 59, so that's an hour. Thank you for being here with me. Look, I'm glad I didn't go to sleep on you. And that was something that I had to get to, that every time when I'm in the middle of stuff, because there's all this stuff I have to do, I always think, am I too tired to do it? Because that's not cool either. It's not cool. It's cool to honor your commitment. It's cool to follow through. It's cool to be a person of your word. But if you have to go to sleep in the process, that's not cool. That's not good. That's not good. So anyway, I will be here tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel. Love you guys for being here. Thank you. Talk to you later. Bye.